Community leaders and people of Bayelsa State. The Doiduri-led prosperity government is committed to transforming our rural communities into thriving hubs of development. We believe that every community deserves access to absolute peace and quality standard of living. To actualize this vision, we need your support and partnership. Join forces with us to improve rural infrastructure, enhance quality education, boost healthcare, and foster economic growth. Together, we can create opportunities for youth empowerment and employment, promote cultural heritage, and ensure food security and strengthen community social services.
In Nigeria, especially in Bayelsa State here, where many would argue that there are not so many Bayelsans, young Bayelsans, who are given positions of trust. We would probably say that they are left to play the IYC politics, But when it comes to having them make decisions affecting the lives of the people, many say that they are relegated. And today on Chat with Naija Live TV, we turn our attention to this area that is seldom overlooked. My name is Henry Hamifula. I have joining me today on Chat with Naija Live Television a renowned youth leader in Bayelsa State. I'd like to introduce him as Comrade R.T.J. Moses. I'd like to also say he's the NDC youth leader. I mean, I'm not wrong with that, am I?
Yes.
It's good to have you in the studio this afternoon. Youth leadership and inclusive development in Bayelsa State. Let's have you as a youth leader talk to us about your assessment of youth inclusion and also development generally in Bayelsa State. Again, yeah, it's good to have you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Henry. It's nice having you here too. Thanks for the hospitality. Well, today we are not here to discuss politics, though I'm the Director of Student Affairs of the major opposition party in Nigeria and in Bayelsa State. Well, we are here to discuss youth inclusion. And for me, I think Bayelsa State is on that trajectory of positive youth development. Because over the years, right from His Excellency Honorable Alamesia of blessed memory, when he started Bayelsa State as the first elected democratic governor of the state, he handed over to several others, from Goodluck to Silva, from Silva to Henry Seraki Dixon, from Henry Seraki Dixon. Now we have Doiduri. And you will agree with me that most of our leaders in Bayelsa State, I mean our elder statesmen in Bayelsa State, when they started as young people. Some of them were less than 30 years when they were members of the old River State House of Assembly. Some of them were less than 30 years when they were made Chief of Staff, Director of Domestic, and given elected positions in government and both in the State House of Assembly. So we'll agree that there is really development. And even at today too, we still have a couple of persons who are influential in government, even if they are not being given critical offices. Unlike before, whereby we have young people becoming special advisors, young people becoming commissioners. Today, we don't have those things again. But there is still time, and there can still be development. And there can still be commitment by the state government and other critical players to see that they project youth to occupy critical positions that can affect their society, that they can use to make impact in the society and their communities. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, so to get you clearly, you don't believe that there is proper youth inclusion. I mean, that this present administration, for instance, really thinks of youth as people who they can engage for proper productivity. You don't quite believe that there is enough youth included in governance.
Well, today, I don't think, because if we dig deep into that, it may be termed as criticism. And I believe that we are preparing towards the forthcoming International Youth Day. So I think let us drive on that, so that it will not be seen as a partisan process. Thank you.
Okay. So you're not looking to be critical, how be it constructively critical of the current administration, even though you are of the opposition?
Well, I believe there is time for everything. And especially now that some of the programs that some of us who are critical stakeholders of the opposition party, where we carry out some activities or when we say some certain things, they tend to frame it as politically motivated. So I don't want us to drive on the wrong pedestrian for now. Maybe after now we can discuss constructive criticism and destructive criticism. But now let us just dwell on the International Youth Day.
The International Youth Day, that is an event that you have championed for several years now. If my memory serves me right, I know you've done maybe 4 years. You were pretty much active during the administration of Henry Seriake Dixon as governor of Bayelsa State, but one might not exactly agree that you are this active. I mean, I think somehow there is a drop in zeal, maybe. However, what are we expecting for the International Youth Day come this year? When is that again?
Well, he said something that I was pretty much active during the administration of His Excellency Senator Henry Seriake Dixon, the former Pepe. I can agree with you, but I am still who I am, with or without position, because I know, and we all know, that I serve His Excellency as a Special Assistant on Student Affairs. I equally serve His Excellency Senator Doidiri too as a Special Assistant on Student Affairs. It is in the second tenure that I don't have a political appointment. And not having a political appointment does not mean that I cannot contribute my quota to societal development. Like as you said, or to youth development, like as you said, the Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award is one of my pet projects that I was able to sustain when I came into youth activities or youth activism fully in the year 2015. You know, the Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award has stood the test of time, and we are in the 10th edition of it. Though we started in 2016 during the second term administration of His Excellency Senator Henry Seriake Dixon. We drive it to the first term administration of His Excellency Senator Doidiri, and including the second term. Now, what some persons expected is that now that I don't have a political appointment, or now that I'm not in government, they expect it not to function anymore. But it's even getting bigger and better. Like last year, we had the 9th edition of the Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award, and it was the biggest youth program on International Youth Day in Bayelsa State. I was not in government. And this year again is still going to be the biggest youth program in Bayelsa State on International Youth Day. So I mustn't have a political office for me to be effective. And that aside, I have been sustaining, I have been, contributing my own quota. It's just that on political activities, the state, how the state is, it's only on political activities of the leading political party that I don't participate in. But in every other activity that got to do with youth business, youth development, I participate in almost all of them, and I equally contribute my quota. Thank you.
Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award, again, you mentioned. When is that holding? When is it taking place?
Okay, the Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award, first, is an initiative that is geared towards rewarding excellence and creativity of young people and advocate of youth development. The event is held on every 12th of August. And of course, 12th of August is a day that is being set aside by the United Nations for the celebration of youth world over. And this year's edition, we are having it at Mato Crystal Hotel by 3 p.m. 12th of August, Wednesday. And the theme is different context, common aspiration. Different context, common aspiration. And that tends to tell us that though as young people, we have different things that we are doing, we have a way of expressing ourselves differently, we have a way of contributing our quota differently, but we have a common aspiration. And that common aspiration is for all of us to survive. That common aspiration is for all of us to be happy. That common aspiration is for all of us to contribute our quota to societal development, whether in engineering, whether in the field of science, whether in the field of education, whether in the field of sports, entertainment, like what you are doing. You are equally contributing your quota to societal development. And that is the theme of this year's International Youth Day.
Okay, that ties into the theme for the award, also ties into the theme of the International Youth Day celebration.
Yes, what we do in Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award is that we key into the program and activities of the United Nations. Like the United Nations are the people that promulgated the International Youth Day and made it a worldwide celebration. So as a foundation, the Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award, for the past 10 years, we have been celebrating it on that 12th of August. It's International Youth Day, Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award. So it goes pari passu. It sounds finer, it sounds better celebrating it on that day, and we have never skipped that 12th of August.
Is this the awards? How are they done? Nominated, voted for, or you just look at some persons and you recognize them?
Well, over the years, we have a board of trustees, we have a management. that is responsible for the nomination with a flexible pattern, and the parameters are not rigid. We don't have any stipulated parameter that this is the parameter that you use in judging a nominee. The parameters are very, very flexible, and it cuts across all corners, both science, education, politics, etc. And normally the board of trustees and the management team, we have critically discussed it, if it should be by voting or it should be by nomination. And we agreed to make it by nomination, because we came to find out that some persons, they don't really like that voting pattern, whereby you bring 5 persons together, vote for this person as a best youth of the year, or vote for this person as most social youth of the year. It ridicules the process, and even in most cases, at the end of the day, even when the voting process is being completed, some persons are not satisfied, because some persons, because they are popular, and they think that their popularity will fetch them the vote. Other unpopular persons will lobby for votes and get more votes, and at the end of the day, on that day of the event, if the unpopular person is being announced because he scored the highest vote, it will be as if the process...
What are the categories that you are awarding?
Okay, the categories we are awarding, we have categories for education, we have categories in entertainment, we have category in sports, we have category in entrepreneurship, we have category in youth development, and we have category in youth advocates.
And you're awarding youths across board, people who are within the ages of, is it 1 to 35 per the UN you mentioned, or 1 to 45 per IYC?
Well, we are awarding youths and not only youth. Like in our policy in the Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award, like our initiative is drive towards, or is geared towards rewarding excellence and creativity of young people and advocates of youth development. Okay. You quite agree with me that there are people who are above that youth age, above 29 years or above 35 years, who whenever they see youth activities or whenever they see youth matters, they always come in to see how they can give their own little support because of the belief that they have for youth. So when we identify such person that has been supporting youth activities, we equally recognize them too. Thank you.
Okay, it's really good to know. The International Youth Day and your very events that you have organized almost every other year. Since you really came into the youth development business proper, let's discuss a little about youth development in Bayelsa State. I know this is something you might not want to touch on because it takes you down the path that you'd rather not go into. The part of constructive criticism. But let's play around this a little. Youth development in Bayelsa State. How would you assess or rate it? So far.
Well, the concept youth development, the way we use it in Bayelsa is ambiguous.
Okay.
Everybody is into youth development. Everybody is into youth activism, including those who are not youth. They claim to be youth and they are giving responsibilities that are meant for the youth.
Okay.
That is the problem. Okay. Those that are not youth being given responsibilities that are meant for the youth.
In your thinking, as about what you think is right, your perception, where do you draw the line for one who is called a youth? What's the age bracket for you? Well,
formerly, as a member of the Nigerian Youth Parliament.
You're still a member?
A former member of the Nigerian Youth Parliament, yes. I served, I think, 6 years ago. I served in the third session. No, I served 9 years ago, sorry. I served 9 years ago in the Nigerian Youth Parliament.
You served 9 years ago in the Nigerian Youth Parliament?
In the Nigerian Youth Parliament. That was the third session. And then we were practicing from 18 to 35 years. But currently in the Nigerian Youth Parliament, it's 29 years.
It's 18 to 29 years?
From now, it's 18 to 29 years. That is what we practice in the Nigerian Youth Parliament. So for you to be a member of the Nigerian Youth Parliament, you have to be from 18 to 29 years. Why is it that now?
Are there not people who are in the Parliament currently who are beyond 29?
Currently, I doubt. Maybe when they were nominated, when they were nominated, they were maybe below 29 or within that 29. But I think even this sixth session, they are almost rounding up. So most of them should be above that 29 years. So
I think there are those who are way above 29. I think that those who are 31, except they doctor their ages when they're going there. I have somebody right at the top of my head, but yeah,
now,
it's fine not to mention.
If the person is 31 years now, it's fine because they have spent over 2 years in the parliament. So if the person is 31, but if the person was 31 before he was inaugurated into the Nigerian Youth Parliament, then maybe he doctored his age, because for now that I know, it's 29 years. But still on that.
Well, yeah, that's beside the point.
Yes, still on that. In Nigeria, we are still practicing 35 years generally outside the Nigerian Youth Parliament. The National Youth Council of Nigeria, I think they are still working with 35 years, unlike the IYC that is working with 45 years.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, well, is that something you favor? I mean, you are rather indifferent about the fact that IYC works with 45 years. I mean, this clearly makes for even government to appoint people who you also mentioned are be above the ages of youth to man youthful positions, right?
Well, I am not an advocate of somebody that is above 35 years claiming to be a youth. As I am above 35 years. And I doubt if I would want to contest for any elective position in the youth structure, except it is appointment based on my expertise in the youth business. But me coming out to contest in National Youth Council of Nigeria, or me coming out to contest in IYC, or me coming out to aspire for Nigerian Youth Parliament or any youth organization, I don't think I will.
But if you're not a member of the IYC assistance, are you now a member of the INC?
No,
I mean,
no.
You have to wait up to when you're 50.
No, you can be a member of a structure, and you can be a member of an organization. And being a member, there are rules and regulations. Yes.
You're a member yet you're disenfranchised?
No, not disenfranchised. I'm not talking about.
You don't want to vote, and you cannot be voted for a position.
No. That is not what I'm saying. I am telling you about personal principles. I am a former vice chairman of the Joy Youth Council. I participated in IYC activities.
Central Zone?
No, Promo Clan. And I have equally participated in national youth politics. The Nigerian Youth Parliament is the highest legislative youth body in Bayelsa State. And I am telling you that by virtue of my principle, I am above 35 years. I may belong to several youth organizations. And for those youth organizations that I belong to, by virtue of my age, I don't think in the time coming I will aspire for any elective position in those youth organizations that I belong to, because I believe that I am above the youth age, not that I cannot go and exercise my franchise in those youth elections. If it is time for IYC election, and if I'm a delegate, I will go and exercise my franchise. If it's time for National Youth Council of Nigeria election and I'm a delegate, I will exercise my franchise. If there is any youth body that I belong to and it is time for election, I will exercise my franchise. That is it.
Does it give you concern that when it comes to decision making, we rarely see youth? We seldom see them across Nigeria. Some would also cite in Bayelsa State. But then when it comes to mobilization and election and the people who are agile and those who will be active, for the politicians who are now elders, they now bring in the youth. Does it give you concern that that's the role youths are made to play in lieu of them maximizing their brains, bringing their big brains, to make input for productivity in our state?
Well, I think it's not every good or it's not every product that the seller knows its value. And it's not all youth that knows their value and the role they play or they are supposed to play in the society. Some youth have made themselves to be pawn. You know the game of chess? Pawn. They made themselves to be pawn, whereby they are being used as an instrument of either destructive criticism, or they are used as instrument for political thuggery. Assessment
of data boys.
Yes, or they are being used as an instrument for propaganda formulation. Every youth should know their value. Now, when you know that you have value, you only bring out your value when your value is needed. And you be careful of the kind of person that you render your services to. Because over the years, I have, in my participation in active politics, I have seen a lot of politicians who don't care about the development of our youth. They only care about how they can use the youth to achieve their desired goals. Of course, you will agree with me that the youth are the most active players when it comes to election. They are the INEC ad hoc staff. They are the party agents. They are the security personnel being posted to the polling units. They are the people that is going to vote. They are the voters, canvassers, and several other persons. So they should move beyond just being passive players to becoming active players. Though I understand that as youth we have several challenges when the youth want to aspire for elective position. Some of the challenges are finance. Others are connection. You know, for so long we have been fighting for not too young to lead, not too young to lead, not too young to lead. And we see a vibrant person that has the capacity to lead. He has the intellect, he has the exposure, but the finance. And you know very well that in Nigeria, Nigerian elections are one of the most expensive elections in the whole of the world, despite the fact that we are one of the poorest nations. Our elections, from student union election to youth election, from youth election to secular election, there is massive vote buying. Even in student union election and youth election, people buy and sell votes. It's appalling. People selling votes, accusing vote buyers, people that is buying votes, accusing the vote sellers and the rest of them. How can we get it right if at this small stage, if at this youthful stage in our youth organizations you cannot get it right? Can we get it right in secular politics when we are contesting for either for legislative office, for executive office? It therefore means that the bribery and corruption will continue to secular politics. So I want to encourage our youth, please, when you participate in this youth and student election, don't sell your vote. Sometimes people will come and tell you different things. People will give you money for you to sell your vote. Why? Ranging from 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 for a youth election. It's very appalling.
So the youth, you think, are the problem of themselves, no? Not the leaders who have yet to give them the opportunity to be in positions of trust.
Well, somehow the youth too are at fault, because issues that we can ordinarily handle by ourselves, we take them to the leaders, we take them to the government, for government to intervene in our election. And mind you, right from time immemorial in Bayelsa State, most of the things that the government is interested in the youth and student bodies is only during election. The government and stakeholders only sponsor elections. When it is time for election, they pump money to the organization or to the union, from PDP government down to APC government. But when these unions or these associations or these organizations have programs and activities like this Bayelsa Youth Large Power that I'm organizing, just imagine that it's being maybe it's a program that is being intended to be organized by a youth body. Most times the government and all these individuals that is pumping in millions to this youth election, they don't support. I know how I managed to organize the Bayelsa Youth Large Power, and I know how I've been able to sustain this project with my team for the past 10 years. I don't rely on government. I have never relied on any individual for the success of this event. It is a youth program. It is a youth event, and every year in, year out, youth come in naturally to participate. There is no demobilization.
Okay. When you say you don't rely on government, do you mean you've never relied on government? Because I think there are many persons who are probably watching this right now and will be like, come on, Dixie, no, they've give you things.
Well,
in their voice anyways.
Yes. No, we are, as young people and as a state, our problem has been the problem of truth. When I started this Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award project, I was very young, less than 30 years. I was less experienced. I remember when I invited the then Minister of Youth and Sport in 2016, Honorable Barrister Solomon Dalong, to Bayelsa State to attend the maiden edition of the Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award. Then we are having His Excellency Barrister Serena Dopo speak as the SSG of Bayelsa State. I was asked to put up the program because the then minister was an APC minister and the state was a PDP state. So that year I had to restructure the program and did the unveiling that year and did the main program, the next edition. And I will make bold to say that the government has never been supportive. But for the purpose of truth and for the purpose of sincerity, For last year, the government supported my last year edition with ₦1 million, and I was very, very grateful because I never expected it.
Do hold your thoughts, sir. All of these things, 8-year tenure, he did not support you.
I was not part of the 8 years. I was part of his 4 years as a governor.
Okay, well.
And mind you, I was a special assistant.
Yet.
In his government, and I had that beautiful idea. I had SSAs above me.
Yes, he did not support your Biafra Youth Leadership Award.
I was an appointee. He only knew my name. I did not have access to him. Currently, even in this government, it's not all political appointees that have access to the Idri. That's I'm telling you, I was a special assistant.
It mustn't be him. Did you not write to people in the government?
See, there is what they call bureaucracy in government.
So you wrote to people, but it did not get to him.
Whereby things.
Or you did not want his support.
Listen now.
You did not want government support.
Listen to what I'm telling you now. There is what they call bureaucracy in government. That is processes, political or government bureaucracies. Now I am a special assistant. When I had this beautiful idea, I have an SSA above me. I have a special advisor above me, and I equally had a commissioner above me. So if a memo is to scale through, it is expected that the memo passes through these persons. And if by any means you try to skip any of these persons, without your letter getting to the governor himself, people in that government house can maneuver your letter back to where it is supposed to go back to, or even the government, you can minute it to the ministry. And on a couple of occasions, the government has minuted it to ministry. That ministry should handle. And at the end of the day, when I agitate, when the publicity is being done, because even as we speak now, it is Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award that is doing publicity for International Youth Day. And when funds is being released for International Youth Day by the government to the Ministry of Youth Development, they don't give anything to Bayelsa Youth Leadership Awards. So I was very, very happy and very grateful when in 2025, I received ₦1 million support from the government. I was very, very grateful.
And that was directly from the government, not a government personnel.
No, not
directly from the government.
Yes, directly from the government.
And then you were a member. Okay, you had not defected.
Then we still the state.
We're all
was
in
still
one
in
political
PDP.
camp.
Yeah, the state was still in PDP, but there were still different political dichotomy, prosperity restoration dichotomies. All those dichotomies were there. But and it was still on all those dichotomies that I wasn't a political appointee. But I was still holding the event, and the government supported it in that last year's edition. And this year's edition too, we have almost done everything, but at our pain. That is why I say we are not relying on anybody.
But I know you typically would hold big events. How do you then get the funds to put up these events? The way you put them up too. I mean, they're pretty impressive, yeah. How do you get the funds to do all of that?
I call it passion and grace. I have the passion for it, and the grace is there.
Sadly, grace does not quite cut it for an interview on a studio. I mean, an interview here now. Grace does not quite cut it.
Now, when you are passionate about a thing, and you consistently do it, God will make a way for you. That is where grace comes in. Now, when I started this project, Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award, as a special assistant, I was using my salary.
Okay.
I was using, and whenever I received salary,
some 250K?
I used
some 250K?
No, 146, 156, 150, thereabouts. So
150 to put up an event
yes.
of the Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award magnitude, or would you still source from?
Are you talking about the number of persons?
No, I mean the amount you receive, which is 150K. Let's target at that, and that's what you use to organize events of that magnitude.
I accumulate it. That's why I say when you are
monthly,
like this month I will receive salary. I will use this one to go and pay for the production of the award.
Yeah, passion makes sense.
I wasn't having a wife. I wasn't having children. The next month I will receive salary. I will use that one to pay for all.
Passion makes sense.
I was surviving. You get, and now I am not an appointee, but I am an entrepreneur. I am into small and medium scale enterprise. I have small businesses that I'm doing. Physical businesses, not fiscal business.
Comrade RTJ Moses. Is it fine to call you comrade?
Yeah, you can call me comrade.
Alrighty. So what's your own? You gather your 150K that you're giving every other month while you were an appointee, and you carry and go to do event where you for carry and put inside small scale business. What's your own? What concern youths?
That is why I said passion. This Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award that I've been organizing for the past 10 years, I got the idea as an undergraduate. But I didn't start it because I wasn't having the fund and the connection. When you are passionate about a thing, and you see some people starting a business with 100,000 naira and the business is growing. Some people starting a business with 10 million naira, but the business is depreciating. I have the passion for youth development, and I have the passion for this particular project, Bayelsa Youth Leadership Award. And with time, my team, when we are very, very financially buoyant, we will not even be stressing ourselves on a lot of things. We just release funds to the committee to organize it. Okay. Please, XYZ, these are the expenses. Go and do the expenses. But nevertheless, in this year, I was very fortunate to have young people who believe in this project, in this Bayelsa Youth Leadership Awards, and foundations like the MJJ Foundation. And other
the MJJ Foundation?
Yes.
Okay.
Foundation and other organizations, Bayelsa Visionary Youth.
To sponsor,
Not sponsor, coming to partner.
To partner with you.
To partner. See, as young people over the years, instead of we to collaborate, we have been competing. Collaboration over competition. See, there is what we call comparative advantage. You have a comparative advantage as a journalist. I have a comparative advantage as a comrade. There are some certain things that I can address head on, and there are some certain things that for you to address it, you'll be romancing it.
Is camaraderie a career path?
No.
Comparative advantage as a comrade. Is that a career path?
Now, if you are from Bayelsa State, you have a comparative advantage of being able to fish very well because of the terrain.
Yeah, I quite understand that. Yeah.
Then if you are from the north, you have the ability to trek very well.
Oh, really?
Because of the cattle rearing. I am a comrade. I've been a comrade for the past 15 years.
I'm also a comrade, just so you know.
Yes, you are also a comrade, but you are currently in the field of journalism. Now, if I come over to that
as side, a comrade now, what field today? That they ask you.
Comradeship is not a field. Comradeship is an identification. It's what
you are the comrade, so that's what I'm saying.
You can be a comrade, but what I'm saying, we are all saying the same thing. As a comrade, if I am in that seat as a journalist, I will behave like a journalist. And if you come over to this seat as a comrade, you have to address and articulate issues as a comrade. That is the dichotomy, not that you are not a comrade.
Okay.
I also did journalism, but I cannot address myself as a journalist. I have a diploma in journalism.
I understand you. Let me know. Let me push beyond that. Rather, to have you scale on the Bayelsa Youth Leadership Awards. Are there notable personalities you're awarding that you'd like to mention? So, we know people who you're expecting beyond the awards, people who you're expecting to grace the occasion. Have you extended an invitation to the Miracle Governor, to your leader in the NDC, Senator Henry Siraka Dixon, or perhaps your presidential candidate, Peter Obi? Yeah.
Well, Harry, you are trying to bring out my leg, but I will manage.
One leg again, I
will manage. You are trying to politicize the interview, but
no, I'm not politicizing it, please. I'm just having you speak to whether you invited them. These are big shot people,
I have extended invitation to His Excellency, the Governor of Bayelsa State. Yes, and I have equally extended invitation to a couple of persons. But as for organizations and groups, we start giving out the formal invitation from tomorrow, Friday. We'll start giving out the formal invitation because we needed to secure the hall, put a lot of logistical arrangements in place so that people will know where they are coming to, people will know what they are celebrating.
August 12th is next week Wednesday, no?
Yes, it's next week.
Are you not rather late and giving out invitations on Friday? Are they going to honor your invitations?
It's not late. We have done a lot.
Already.
When I tell you that we have done a lot, we have put a lot of things in place. You cannot tell. We have laid a very solid foundation for the 10th edition. We have done a lot. So the invitation is the last stage of it. The public is aware of our program. Yeah. Invitation is one of the last stages. So from Friday, our some special guests and some organizations that will be coming in to participate. We extend the invitation to them. Even though the event is free to attend. Without invitation, you are free to attend.
Where is he holding again? Where is he holding?
He's holding at Mato Crystal Hotel.
Right, Mato Crystal.
There's no gate fee, there is refreshment, there is a musical live band performance by B2S and other side attractions. Okay.
Let's piggyback a little on our previous conversation around youth development. Honestly speaking, you're a comrade. Yeah, I know that makes for a great deal of honesty. But as a comrade and as one who's been in the youth development sector industry for a while now, would you say that youths in Nigeria, narrow it down to youths in Bielsa, would you say we are ready for change, or would you say, put better or differently, we're ready to be in the corridors of power? I mean, power, the character also. Many have said that was pretty much evident in the last election by our foremost youth pressure group organization, the Youth Council. Yeah.
Well, our youths are ready for leadership, and a lot of them are aspiring, and a lot are trying. It's just that some persons just want to bastardize the process with their overbearing influence when they are not supposed to intervene. Now, there are some persons that ordinarily they are supposed to give helping hand, supportive hand to our youth bodies, but instead, they do it turn by turn. It is my turn to produce this one. Next 3 years, it will be your turn to produce. At the detriment of the most qualified person.
Okay, so that's the zoning that they typically do. You don't favor it. You rather just competence goes.
It's not a matter of zoning.
That's rotation.
The zoning is good, but the turn by turn practice, turn by turn, not zoning, not individual zoning. Turn by turn. When it is my turn, I give it to my boy. When it is your turn, you give it to your boy.
A Milocon tendency. It's our turn tendency.
Whatever nomenclature that you call it.
No, I was just trying to understand you, so also the public understand. But I mean, if that's what you're saying, then we understand you. The Milocon, now my turn. No be about now my zone turn.
Now me dey in power. Now you dey in power. So now you be say dey in power, you carry and give your boy. Tomorrow, if na me dey in power, I go carry and give my boy.
Did that play out in the recently concluded election? Central Zone and National. Did it play out?
I wasn't a delegate.
No, I mean, I want to understand what's informing your statement now. We are give my boy.
We are talking from a general perspective and not a particular perspective. Let us now particularize it. Youth development and our youth bodies has been turned into turn by turn organization.
Okay.
If it is this, if it's a Kelga Federated Youth Council. When they want to do election again, last 3 years they gave it to Comrade RTJ Moses. So next 3 years it is Isaiah Lokoja that will produce the next president because he's powerful. You get, understand what I'm saying, turn by turn. Now we have players in government, and the government is very much interested in our youth bodies, both the federal government, state government, and local government, especially when it is time for transition. So when it is time for transition, the highest office holder in youth business or the most influential person in youth business from that area will give or will do everything possible to see that it is his own loyalist, whether the person is a good person or not, that occupies the office at the detriment of a qualified person, possibly because that person does not have a godfather.
So godfatherism is pretty much prevalent in the youth electioneering as much as it is in the normal electioneering.
Godfatherism is in every sector. It is in the entertainment sector, it is in the business sector, it is in the politics sector. And godfatherism in the youth business too is even small when you compare it to other sectors. But godfatherism in the youth business has really made our youth organizations to be redundant,
powerless,
and powerless, and you only hear about them when it is time for election. That is why for a particular
so you cannot at the moment point at any organization, youth organization, that you will say that this one is not barely redundant, they are not exactly powerless, they are trying, they are not exactly being controlled by any arm of any government or any godfather, they are doing well. I mean, you can point to any organization within Bielsa State that
there is no functional youth or student organization in Bielsa State that is not being functional and active youth organization in Bielsa State that does not have the hand of government in it.
From the IYC?
Down to student union elections.
True.
Now, they come with different nomenclature. Appeal for support. See, this problem is a systemic problem. Now, this is a youth body, and it is time for transition. They will write to government. Aside the sales of forms, of which they know very well that the sales of forms is enough for them to conduct the election. No. They will write to government appealing for support. Then those in government will now work on the government, bring the support, and use that support to fund their preferred candidates. Sometimes even without the consent of the government or the governor, allegedly.
Allegedly? Who's alleged, please? Are you alleged or you're...
I'm alleging.
Okay.
I'm alleging.
But you know he who alleges must prove, right?
Now, listen.
I mean, merely saying allegedly does not...
Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to me. I have been a special assistant on student affairs. Twice. I know how these things are being done, except we don't want to tell ourselves
the truth.
The truth. I am telling you that these youth organizations, these student bodies, when it is time for their election, they will write to government for sponsorship or for support, instead of working with the available resources that they have gotten from the sales of funds. And the government, when they are releasing these funds or this support, some persons will maneuver this support to go and deliver their candidates.
To deliver a loyalist. So what exactly is government's interest? Is it so that the youths don't go out of control, so that they would always do the yeses, and if the youth would want to protest, they can simply tell them don't do this and they will not do it? Is that government's interest?
Well,
solely government interest?
It's not even government. It's
or the people who are in government, who typically do these things, do they still seek to collect the peanuts that the students...
No, most times it's not even the government. The government is interested in peace. The government does not like violence. You get, and there are sometimes there are some persons who have these antagonistic tendencies. So when they are aspiring, the government has already seen that if this person is emerged as the president or as the chairman of this organization, this person is going to give us serious problem.
The government wants peace, retrogressive peace even, right?
Not retrogressive peace. Now,
I mean, peace does not make for change. I mean, if we are peaceful yet there is no change. You know, sometimes when agitations happen, they happen to birth development, birth change. And so you've been saying, if we have these youth organizations very active, right, then you'd probably see one that would stand up and challenge certain vice chancellors, certain rectors, certain provosts, and tell them that you can't do this to our students. And
they will call the person to order. They know how the person emanated as the president or as the chairman of the association. They will call the person that sponsored this election. But the boy will bring come as president or as chairman. The boy don't delay. Call your boy to order. For what is happening, somebody that gave you 2, 3, 4 million naira to sponsor your election is calling you.
So, well, this is beyond the grip of youths now, because I mean, you might want to contest an election and you think that you're going in just you and the other candidate, whereas the other candidate is heavily backed by some unknown forces, perhaps the government. So it's beyond the youths. When I had asked you if youths are ready to take back, you know, or I don't even know if I used take back, does that work? Yeah, maybe, yeah. The First Republic and second, we had much more youth being active in politics. Well, yeah, if we have people who are in government interfering in mere youth politics, how do youths take back this power? How do youths take back, for instance, the students' unionism, which many argue, I like to think you also agree with that, is failing?
See, it's a perennial problem, and this youth of a team is not something that is static. A youth is not a static person. I am advocating for youth development, and I am growing old, and very soon I will no longer be a youth. So how will I go and become a youth again to take back what I'm supposed to take as a youth?
Not just so you're a leader, right?
It is about speaking, it's for us to carry out consistent sensitization and orientation of young people, that is the teenagers. They should begin to learn the difference between right and wrong, which is morality. We have a lot of problems. So
our churches are not enough for that.
How many churches preaches morality these days? How many churches? Please, no. Let's be sincere. How many churches preaches morality? How many churches are telling our people that stealing is wrong, fornication is wrong, vote buying is wrong, vote selling is wrong? How many churches are doing that?
Okay.
So we as individuals, we mustn't be pastors or prophets for we to tell our children, our younger ones, the truth. Please, as you are going to vote, if you sell your vote for 5,000 naira, you are selling the university that is supposed to come to your community.
If you sell your vote for 250k?
If you are selling your vote for 200,000 naira, you are selling an employment opportunity for your younger brother or for your younger sister or for your child. Morality.
Thank you so much, Comrade J. Moses. We are concluding, so we'd have you to do your message for the Bayelsa youth and also maybe an invitation to youths. It's open invitation, is that possible? Yeah, for youths to be a part of your event come August 12 on Wednesday. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Well, build the youth, build the nation. Once again, my name is Comrade J. Moses, the convener and the president of the Bayelsa Youth Leadership Awards Foundation, which is an initiative that is geared towards rewarding excellence and creativity of young people and advocate of youth development. We are having our 10th edition on the 12th of August by 3 p.m. at Mato Crystal Hotel. It is an apolitical event devoid of any political coloration, and this event will be hosted in Bayelsa State, even if in the next 4-5 years we have GPP, LPP, NNCN as governor or as the leading party in this state. Even when I have retired from active politics, or even when the team has retired from active politics, the event will continue to stand the test of time. 10 years is a decade. It's not everybody that, or it's not every organization that can maintain a project. Even individuals, corporate organizations, government do abandon projects, but this project has stood the test of time. Please, Bayelsa State youth, come together. Let us celebrate ourselves, because it is only we that can celebrate ourselves. Let us come and celebrate ourselves. You mustn't be a recipient of the award for you to attend. There is no gate fee for the event, though there is a lot of entertainment, and you are not paying for it. Both the food, music, and the share, the refreshment, everything is there for you to come and enjoy yourself. Please, let's come celebrate. Please, no political coloration. It is not LPP, it is not GPP, it's not NDP, it's not whatever. It is Bayelsa Youth Leadership Awards. I remember when we started several years ago when I was in PDP. We had APC persons, ACN persons, NNPP people being recipients of the award. Like college this year too, we are having young people from different political parties, even those that are not playing politics, that will receive this award. It's a very big event. Please come and celebrate yourself. Thank you very much.
All right. Any parting shot? Any other
parting shot is that keep doing your best. Keep contributing your quota to societal development. Even if you are not receiving commendation, the society is seeing you, the community is seeing you. One day you will be rewarded. Keep doing your best. Thank you very much. Shalom.
All right, thank you so much, Comrade J. Moses, for coming in and helping us scale this conversation around youth development, youth inclusion, and the International Youth Day. Built for August 12th. That's on Wednesday. Hopefully, we will be there. My name is Henry Hamifala. It's been Chat with Naija Live TV. Until the next episode, bye-bye.
How you can support, participate in community engagement forums, and collaborate with local government authorities and the Ministry of Community Development. Come, let's build a prosperous Bayelsa together. Let there be peace. Courtesy, Honorable Alfred Belamonte Watson, Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Community Development. The impacts of climate change are upon us. necessitating adaptation and resilient building. In Bayelsa State, the recent annual rainy season has brought severe consequences, including excessive flash floods and river flooding, causing untold hardship for residents. However, under the leadership of His Excellency Senator Doyediri, the Prosperity Government has taken proactive measures to mitigate these effects. The establishment of the Directorate of Floods and Erosion Control, along with the strengthening of other related agencies such as the Bayelsa State Emergency Management Agency, demonstrates a commitment to reducing the impact of floods. To further enhance resilience, major blocked canals, river outlets, and drainage systems are being cleared, and higher grounds have been identified in all 8 local government areas to provide safe havens during floods. While the government is dedicated to ensuring the well-being of Bayelsans, residents also have a crucial role to play by cooperating with government agencies, staying alert to flood warnings, maintaining a clean environment, clearing blocked drainages, and reporting challenges to relevant authorities for prompt action. Through collective efforts, we can bolster our resilience and effectively combat the challenges posed by climate change. Stay safe. Courtesy, Office of the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Environment, Honorable A.B. Ben Olulu.
Every ripple starts with a single drop. In Bayelsa, that drop is the Education Development Trust Fund Board (EDTF). From the moment a child sits down to a nutritious meal to the day a scientist steps into a brand new laboratory, EDTF is there, turning challenges into opportunities. 5,000 meals served daily in our model boarding secondary schools. Biological sciences laboratory equipment delivered to Naija Delta University. 1,000 teachers and school leaders trained with the British Council. Special education teachers graduating from Ignatius Ajuru University under EDTF. Scholarship research grants fueling innovation in our state-owned tertiary institutions. TVET, science labs, water facilities, culinary kitchens, and clinical labs springing up across Bayelsa. Vocational scaffolding trainings and a computer-based testing center at UAT Tororua. These are not just projects, they are ripples that spread across classrooms, communities, and the entire state. But a ripple grows stronger when more hands join the water. So whether you're an organization, or a corporate partner, or an individual who believes in education, you can be part of this ripple. Support EDTF and help us expand Ripple. Donate, partner, or volunteer today. Together, let's transform our educational landscape. EDTF, building futures and putting smiles on faces.
One of the problems we have in Nigeria is that it's difficult to have solid metals for creative engineering. So what you basically have in this country are tubes for building of houses and erection of structures and all that. But when you come to real metals that you can carve to engine block, metal that you can carve to a shaft or gear, there is nowhere to get in this country. So a country that does not have a shop for metals to cut can never develop. If we had shops where you can go and buy all kinds of grades of metals, it would be easier for the young to get the metals and come to a place like us, and then we will carve it for them, cut, bend, and then do all that. This country will develop. But we don't have. We have to look at China or any of those countries to bring those things to us. So that is the story of Nigeria.
Hi there, a jolly good day to you. Thank you plenty for staying with us on Chat with Naija Live TV, our flagship program where we discuss with important personalities, we discuss issues of importance to society. Today we turn our attention to something that isn't quite spoken of, not really frequently spoken of. We turn our attention to people who are not exactly really included in society, people who there's been the agitation for them to be included in society, children with special needs. We discuss the role of parents, we discuss the role of the government, teachers, in helping these children in society. I'm joined this afternoon by someone who is an advocate for special needs inclusion, including children with special needs in society, and every other thing that we have to do. She is a lawyer, a special needs educator, therapist, and advocate for inclusive education. She is committed to supporting children with autism, ADHD, Down syndrome, dyslexia, speech delays, and other developmental needs through therapy, parent coaching, teacher training, and community awareness. That's a lot, but hopefully she's going to break these down and scale them for us. My name is Henry Ahamuefula, and I'm joined this episode of Chat with Naija Live TV by Brenda Nagberi, the founder and chief executive officer of Bremon Educational Consult Limited. It's really good to have you. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're really welcome. Let's begin with you talking to us about special needs. There's a lot of things I mentioned: dyslexia, autism. Can you please scale special needs? What it means? I like to think there are not many parents who really understand what that means, or even know to identify if their children, have that.
Okay, so special needs has to do with a different kind of learning, a learning difference. It could be intellectual, it could be physical. In the sense that intellectual has to do with the brain, physical